My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Resident Evil Afterlife. And this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But I feel like I have to say this at the beginning of every one of these reviews, and I love the Resident Evil franchise. I really do, and I'll never understand how they turned these survival horror games filled with atmosphere into the most generic action slop possible. It's just a real big disappointment. But let's begin by talking about the cast, and Mila Jovovich gives a typical Mila Jovovich performance. It's the exact same performance in every one of her movies, and she's just simply not good. Ali Lardo is back as Claire Redfield, and she just doesn't stand out. She feels like a generic character, and they have done Claire so dirty. Wentworth Miller actually does a somewhat decent job as Chris. I wish he had more to do, but his performance is serviceable. I actually feel like they got the right actor there. Sean Roberts, who I recognized as the giant douchebag in I Love You, Beth Cooper. He's Whisker in this movie, and I'm not too familiar with Whisker as a character. And I feel like there was potential here, but it's bad. He's bad here. Boris Kodjoe does a serviceable job, and Kim Coates just looks like the biggest freak, the biggest douche on the planet. So it's not a great performance. He has nothing to work with, but his appearance stands out. And I will give the movie some credit. I do like how whenever you see the T virus in somebody's blood, it's in the shape of T's. That's really funny to me. And I do like the look of the mind control spiders. I haven't played Resident Evil 5, so I don't know how accurate it is, but still, cool design. And there are some decent moments here, like the beginning with all the clones of Alice. When they have to land the plane on the building, the Axeman fight, and when Alice jumps off the building, there's a few decent moments, but just not enough. And as a whole, it just feels like more of the same. It feels like a very generic action movie, and it's actually pretty bland. Like, these movies just aren't fun enough when like if you're not going to be a horror movie and you want to be a dumb action movie, then be a dumb action movie. But they just take themselves so freaking seriously, and it really pisses me off. But I also think this one is actually way more plot heavy than it should be. Like, it tries to have all these twists and turns, and none of them are effective. And then you've got a giant exposition dump at the end of this movie, and but by the end, it kind of lost me. Like, for the first half, I was kind of into it, but by the end, I'm like, oh my goodness, this needs to end already. And this movie ends on a cliffhanger. And to be fair, I haven't seen Retribution in like 6, 7, 8 years. But don't they just fix the cliffhanger with like the opening credits of the next one? So like stuff like that pisses me off because you're trying to tease the next movie. You're trying to set certain things up. But then you just don't commit to it, and it's treated like a throwaway scene. So I don't like. And speaking of that, like the third movie ends with Alice and all her clones. They're going to face up against the Umbrella Corporation, and that's just like the first 5-10 minutes of this movie. Like, this franchise just handles cliffhangers so terribly because the cliffhanger should shape the next movie. This movie should have been all about Alice and the clones against the Umbrella Corporation. And I'm baffled. Like, instead we kind of get Dawn of the Dead, but on a prison building instead. And how... Okay, maybe I missed something. In fact, while I talk, I'm going to look this up. How did Alice survive the crash? It doesn't even say. The plane crashes at the very beginning. Did I miss something? Like, Whisker took away her strength, though. So, like, how did she survive? I don't know. But anyways, I'm kind of done with this franchise. It does have a few decent moments. I like some of the visuals. But as a whole, it's just generic action slop. It's bland, it's too plot heavy, it's just lacking the sense of fun that it so desperately needs, and the cliffhangers are so stupid. So I'll still be nice, and I'll give Resident Evil Afterlife a 3.5 out of 10. Okay, have you seen Resident Evil Afterlife? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin out.